Hello, YouTube world. This is a review of the New Holland Workmaster 105 tractor. I bought this thing brand new in 2021, and it's 2022, and I got about 500-ish hours on it, and it's been a good tractor so far. It's had some pros and cons, and this video is going to be all the things that I like and I don't like about it. If you want to know the engine horsepower or weight or specs or anything, just look it up online. But this is things that I couldn't find and figured out after I bought it. So the weight of it, things I like about it, the weight. It can be hauled by a normal 3/4 ton truck. It's 8-something thousand, 9-something thousand pounds, so it's a big little tractor. You can still haul it if you're going from, county to county or something like that, and do work and not have to road the whole thing everywhere you're going. But if you put weight in the ballast or in the tires and stuff, don't quote me on it. I think it's 1,000 pounds for the rear tire per tire, so an extra 2,000 pounds. So you can make it heavy if you're plowing. I plowed up this whole field that we're in right now, which was a coastal field that's been in coastal since the 30s, and I hit it with a 8-shank chisel and a 14-foot disc and had no problem with this thing. So this thing is cheaper than a Power Star, so it's definitely like the economy version of tractor, but I like it for everything that I do, and I'm in it 8 hours a day, 3 or 4 days a week. It's got a buddy seat. It's one of the whole reasons I bought it, and I actually took the buddy seat out, so I'll show you here in a second what I mean by that. The AC is super cold in this thing, even though it has a big cab in it. I mean, it's way bigger. If you came from a Kubota or something like that, this thing is a Cadillac. So that's what I like about the outside. The bigger tires and the air seat are your only suspension. So I run those tires about 10 psi, and that doesn't, that keeps you from breaking your back. I went from a TL80, which was a 2-wheel drive New Holland, and that's rough. In a field like this that's not been plowed for a million years, it is rough. So going to a 4-wheel drive tractor is nice. And the 95, 105, and 120 are all the same tractor. They just got a different injector pump, or they've turned the injector pump up. So you're getting the same thing with just a different badge on it. So it's got DEF like everything else. If you go to a 75 horsepower and below, the tractors don't have DEF. There's no real way to avoid it nowadays. So like I said, this thing's dirty as heck. I removed the buddy seat. So that thing rubs against my leg. And I'm not a tall guy. I'm like 5'8", and I'm heavy, but that thing rubs against my knee. And so it's got all these bolts. It's got 1, 2, 3, and then 2 in the side over here under the fender. I keep the thing where I park my tractor, and whenever I take my kid around, I just put the 2 bolts on the side, and we don't go on the road. We don't go on any hills or anything. We just stay in the flatlands, and I can spray or fertilize with him in there. But, I run with my kid once a week or once every 2 weeks, and I'm in it a lot more than that. So another thing that drove me nuts is this air seat. Is a suspension. It's that and the tires, the only thing that keep you from breaking your back. It doesn't have the weight sensor in it. Is right up here in the front under it. So you take these little pins off the bottom all around here, and there is a little plug-in sensor. I actually had to replace it because it was going nuts on me, and I called a buddy of mine who's a mechanic here at New Holland. He told me how to jerry rig it. You can't unplug it from the back, and you cannot unplug it from the back and try to hot wire it or jumper it. Like you used to be able to, because it senses it, and it says it's an open ground or whatever. Don't quote me on that. But there's 2 like 1/4 turn screws. If you get up under the seat, there's 2 1/4 turn screws, like one right here, one right here. The seat cushion will pop out, and you can access that sensor really easy. We replaced it one time. I had problems with it already again, so I put a piece of 1/8-inch thick plywood, some beadboard stuff, a little square, 4x4 square, under where the sensor sits, because the sensor pushes into the padding. So it's just wallering out a hole in there. That's a real dumb design. But I put that little piece of plywood under there, and I haven't had a problem since. So let's get up in the tractor. So, yeah, I have a Trimble Easy Pilot for this thing. I'll do another review on that. That is super handy, having a guidance. It lets you know, where you're going and what you've covered. I didn't think I needed it. I decided, since I'm going to do row crops, I bought one, and I would never, ever, ever do this again without it. I would probably go with Ag Leader, though. No bash on Trimble, but it took them a while to get parts because, all the Rona shortages and supply chain issues and stuff. And I think, Ag Leader will do the same thing for me because I'm not planting RTK. I'm planting on WAS. So I'm just trying to stay on a straight line. And I think Ag Leader would do the same thing for, half the money. So the thing is laid out pretty well. This is what I was talking about. If you're in third and you're trying to go down the road, if you go from second to third, it will stick, and you can't move this out of third gear. It just stays there. You have to crawl up under the tractor, turn it off naturally, take this out of gear under the tractor. You take this out of gear and then push this forward, and it will free this up so where you can have a shift lever again. That's just a weird deal. I want to know if anybody else has experienced that. I had to figure it out on the road one day. Other than that, the loader arm is laid out well, and it's got the remotes on it. And I actually have a grapple on the front of this thing. And if you have never used a grapple, get one, because it will make your day a whole lot easier. The windshield wiper button is a little annoying, where these buttons are laid out. And I thought about moving them over here to this side, because when I'm bouncing around and I'm going, I accidentally hit the windshield wiper button with my elbow all the time. And if the radio is going and the air conditioner is going, you can't hear that thing scrubbing against the window until you look. And you've been running your rear windshield wiper for 5 minutes and just eating away at the plastic. There is only one cup holder in this thing. It's back here behind you for some reason. So New Holland mechanics have never been thirsty in their tractors or something. So I had to add these other little ones to hold water bottles. When the buddy seat was here, it was nice to bash you just put a water bottle in it. It's spring loaded and it closed. That's where I'd keep one. But this is nice that I can move my leg all the way over here and not have a seat rub into it. Let's go back to what I do like, what I don't like. So, another weird thing, the AC exploded in this thing about 100 hours. And there is a hard set line that runs up here onto this pillar, and it blew up right around here. And it goes back to your control knobs. Darn thing exploded up here at the top. Sent, Freon all through the cab, about 100 hours into the tractor. And it's just a design defect or something. And my mechanic knew what happened to it, and Charlie came out and got it fixed up real quick. It was weird, at 100 hours, you didn't expect to still be ironing out the kinks of a tractor. There's a hydraulic pump noise in this thing too. I can't pin it down, like it's sucking air, and the pump is vibrating against metal. It's the best I could explain it. It feels like it's like right here under the tractor. It's just weird. If you were to buy one of these things, just have run the thing up to 1,800 RPMs or something, and go through this cycle on the loader and see what it does. 'Cause I noticed it after I bought it. So seat chime. Yeah, so that's it. All in all, I like it. I would buy it again. John Deere makes it's a 5 series. It's a 125R, I think is what it's called. But it's the same size tractor. It's one of these big little tractors. But it's got cab suspension, and comes with the option to have the Firestar and stuff. But, it's a bajillion $1 million, so you definitely get what you pay for with these things. This was probably half the price. But if you were looking for a smoother ride in a small tractor, that's probably what I would go with. But this thing, all in all, I like it. It's got this auto throttle thing. It's pretty handy for like baling, is it will keep the throttle at whatever RPMs you set it at, 540, 500, whatever you're doing, no matter the demand on the engine. So if you're going uphill, the throttle will adjust for itself, and you just mash these buttons to I think it's these two to go between a 1 or 2. Or if you're coming to your headlands, you can mash one and it's the lower idle, and you can set the other one to go. All right, that's been handy. These buttons over here, just like everybody else in the world, I've never screwed with them, so I don't know what they do. I'll do a video on this Trimble system here later. If you have any questions, I guess Facebook message me or something, or message me on here or something. But I don't get on YouTube. I mean, I watch videos on YouTube, but I don't get on it enough to respond to anything. But I have a Facebook page, so just look me up. Other than that, if you have any questions, yeah, just give me a holler. It's a Workmaster 105 tractor.